In today's world, where we often find ourselves overwhelmed by uncertainty and change, few voices are as grounding as Pema Chödrön's. An American-born Buddhist nun, teacher, and writer, Pema has a unique gift for taking ancient wisdom and making it deeply relevant to modern life. She encourages us to face our difficult emotions without judgment. By acknowledging and exploring our anger, fear, and sadness, we can transform these feelings into opportunities for understanding and healing. Whether you're familiar with her teachings or new to her work, join us as we explore Pema Chödrön's most profound lessons for navigating life with courage and heart. Just where you are, that's the place to start. We are one blink of an eye away from being fully awake. Things become clear when there is no escape. Pain is not a punishment. Pleasure is not a reward. Nothing ever goes away until it has taught us what we need to know. Even if we run 100 miles an hour to the other side of the continent, we find the very same problem awaiting us when we arrive. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, and infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is an illusion. Usually we think that brave people have no fear. The truth is that they are intimate with fear. Welcome the present moment as if you had invited it. It is all we ever have, so we might as well work with it rather than struggling against it. We might as well make it our friend and teacher rather than our enemy. The essence of bravery is being without self-deception. We have a choice. We can spend our whole life suffering because we can't relax with how things really are, or we can relax and embrace the open-endedness of the human situation, which is fresh, unfixated, unbiased. You must learn to sit with the restless, painful energy and not let the momentum pull you under and cause you to do the same thing over and over that's ruining your life and the lives of those around you. Trying to run away is never the answer to being a fully human. Running away from the immediacy of our experience is like preferring death to life. We can let the circumstances of our lives harden us so that we become increasingly resentful and afraid, or we can let them soften us and make us kinder and more open to what scares us. We always have this choice. The future is the result of what we do right now. Meditation practice isn't about trying to throw ourselves away and become something better. It's about befriending who we are already. All situations teach you, and often it's the tough ones that teach you best. That nothing is static or fixed, that all is fleeting and impermanent, is the first mark of existence. Everything is in process. The most difficult times for many of us are the ones we give ourselves. The more we witness our emotional reactions and understand how they work, the easier it is to refrain. You build inner strength through embracing the totality of your experience, both the delightful parts and the difficult parts. When we feel uncomfortable, we don't have to run away. We can stay and observe. The future is completely open and we are writing it moment to moment. Difficult people are the greatest teachers. The most fundamental aggression to ourselves, the most fundamental harm we can do to ourselves, is to remain ignorant by not having the courage and the respect to look at ourselves honestly and gently. The only way to ease our pain is to experience it fully. Learn to stay with uneasiness. Learn to stay with the tightening, so that the habitual chain reaction doesn't continue to rule your life. The most complete and true happiness comes in moments when you feel right there, completely present, with no ideas about good and bad, right and wrong, just a sense of open heart and open mind. The spiritual journey involves going beyond hope and fear, stepping into unknown territory, continually moving forward. The most important aspect of being on the spiritual path may be just to keep moving. To be fully alive, fully human, and completely awake is to be continually thrown out of the nest. To live fully is to be always in no man's land, to experience each moment as completely new and fresh. To live is to be willing to die over and over again. Determination means to use every challenge you meet as an opportunity to open your heart and soften, determined to not withdraw. Our true nature is like a precious jewel. Although it may be temporarily buried in mud, it remains completely brilliant and unaffected. We simply have to uncover it. The essence of generosity is letting go. Pain is always a sign that we are holding on to something, usually ourselves. Only to the extent that we expose ourselves over and over to annihilation can that which is indestructible in us be found. Feelings like disappointment, embarrassment, irritation, resentment, anger, jealousy, and fear, instead of being bad news, are actually very clear moments that teach us where it is that we're holding back. Resistance to unwanted circumstances has the power to keep those circumstances alive and well for a very long time. Each time you stay present with fear and uncertainty, you're letting go of a habitual way of finding security and comfort. Fear is a natural reaction of moving closer to the truth. If we commit ourselves to staying right where we are, then our experience becomes very vivid. Things become very clear when there is nowhere to escape. Although we have the potential to experience the freedom of a butterfly, we mysteriously prefer the small and fearful cocoon of ego. The biggest obstacle to taking a bigger perspective on life is that our emotions capture and blind us. When we scratch the wound and give in to our addictions, we do not allow the wound to heal. We don't sit in meditation to become good meditators. We sit in meditation so that we'll be more awake in our lives. Patience is not learned in safety. Every moment is incredibly unique and fresh, and when we drop into the moment as meditation allows us to do, we learn how to truly taste this tender and mysterious life that we share together. Even if you don't feel appreciation, just look. Feel what you feel. Take an interest and be curious. When things are shaky and nothing is working, we might realize that we are on the verge of something. Suffering begins to dissolve when we can question the belief or the hope that there's anywhere to hide. The most heartbreaking thing of all is how we cheat ourselves of the present moment. We can stop thinking that good practice is when it's smooth and calm, and bad practice is when it's rough and dark. If we can hold it all in our hearts, then we can make a proper cup of tea. Thank you for joining me on this journey with Pema Chödrön's teachings. May her words inspire you to face each day with courage and kindness, finding peace even in the toughest moments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom to guide you on your path.